Welcome to the Hire Truckers Podcast, where we interview experts in driver recruiting. We provide industry insights, marketing trends, and motivation to help you level up your recruiting game. Welcome to the Hire Truckers Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Craddock, and I have a special episode today. I wanted to jump in here and give you some extra content just as a solo episode, so you just have me today. So the episode title is Thriving in a Tough Market, Finding Opportunity in Disruption. And so I just wanted to cast a vision for the industry for you guys. And so this is a vision for just how, regardless of what the market's doing, like with equities or the transportation market, we have a couple different things when we say market. Regardless of what it's doing, you can grow, you can learn, you can innovate. And so just a perspective. And so this is an industry just full of fierce competition, innovation, and excellence. That's what I believe. And I think more and more so, we just have more excellence and innovation and disruption. And think about, this is just such a big industry. You know, most everything in the US comes on a truck. Like still, I think I was listening to a podcast with someone from ATA recently, and they're saying that 74% of freight still in the US moves on a truck. So yeah, it's just a big industry, and we've got to lead with this, just the future in mind. And so I'm excited when there's new players, new technology, and I think there's more new now than ever. You know, part of me thinks like, okay, it would be easier if nothing changed. Like I kind of, I feel like being in the industry about 15 years, kind of know the play I would run with my current business. But yeah, that's just not the case. Things are changing ever so quickly. And we've got to innovate and learn and grow. So yeah, so that's the big picture where we're going, just how I'm going to give just some different tips and just my vision for thriving in a tough market. I hope you guys enjoy. So first of all, let's have a reality check. Okay. Things are not going great. If you watch the news, there are tariffs being slapped on, pros and cons with those internationally, just political shifts like a new administration and collapsing equities, like just in the market, just a lot of instability, a lot of fear, with banks disclosing assets. There's been change there with the FDIC. If you look at, multifamily real estate and just some of those loans, like we might have some challenges there. You just hear of different transportation companies are just struggling, and yeah, so it's just, so when I say have a positive mindset and positive outlook, it's not ignore all the things that are going on. I think it's just about perspective. And so I want to chat with you guys about the power of perspective. And so yesterday I was going to the bank to deposit some checks. Yes, I still do that sometimes. And the car in front of me stops, like we all stop. And behind me, I see flashing lights. And I know that this police officer is trying to get around us on a busy street, and the car in front of me has a car next to it dart over and slam into it right in front of me, and I see the truck shake. So the truck and then a small car that ran into it. So this is literally the truck sitting right in front of me, and then the police officer like goes around the car that smashed into the truck, and you can see after he goes on, I was almost in like disbelief. I'm like, did the guy in front of me just get hit in the truck? And sure enough, you see as the little car kind of peels off of the truck, it kind of shakes. And I proceed to drive by and look over, and the side of the small car is just completely smashed. Like the back of the front panel, the front of the back panel, just destroyed. And so the guy's like motioning like into the Target parking lot, telling the truck to follow him. At least he stopped, because I've seen some hit and run instances too. And I was just thinking like when I got to my bank and chatted with the banker, I was just telling him like, it's a good day. Like I didn't just get slammed into by the car. And so So there's a level of like, I'm not saying we need to ignore all the changes that are happening in the industry, the different acquisitions, the different market turmoil on a macro scale, the different industry challenges, regulation challenges, legal challenges. I'm not saying we ignore all those things at all. I'm just saying we control what we can control. So there's a level of like, whether that truck in front of me or I was worried about getting hit, every time we get out and drive our car, we might never drive anywhere. We'd just be frozen in fear. And there's nothing that guy could have done differently, the guy in front of me, to not be hit. Like, because he was just a sitting duck. There's nowhere he could go. Car to the left of him, car in front of him, car behind him. And so, so it might be that your equity portfolio right now is being rocked. It might be that your company is experiencing layoffs. It might be that you're having to lay off people. There's just a hard thing, but there's just power in perspective. Like, sometimes we get hit. You can't always stop the impact, but we can control just how we respond. Like, how does that guy respond? Like, does it ruin his week? Does it ruin his month? Or is he just like, is one of the things that happens? I'm gonna tackle the next things to make this right. And so I choose gratitude just in this season. And my perspective, like with Trucking Clicks and Hire Truckers, haven't grown as fast as we'd like the last couple of years. We've grown a little bit, but not as fast as we'd like. But I'm just thankful that I grew, right? Because a lot of my peers in the industry, haven't grown. They've really struggled. And just thankful for the little bit of growth we have and the growth that we've had already this year. And just optimistic with helping more fleets. And so that goes into my next point, kind of what is my vision for the industry? So one of the things you'll notice when you work with our team or around our team is like, we try to be positive. We try to be encouraging. We try to never say a negative word about somebody. We're imperfect at that, right? A group of imperfect people, like even within a company. But I hope that you see from anyone on our team that you interact with at trade shows, at conferences, on just client calls, that when they're prospecting into new fleets, I hope that you see that we're looking to brighten your day. And it's like our growth that we've had just the last couple of years isn't purely performance. Like, we strive to be number one, number two, most efficient cost per hire. But some of it's about the energy, and like, people just want to work with us and be inspired and motivated by our team. And then we want to bring that. Like, that's part of our, that doesn't happen on accident. Like, that's part of our vision, is just speaking life into people. One of the things, if you've experienced just the words that some of what we've done this year to just encourage recruiters, encourage directors of recruiting, it's all intentional. And there's just such power in the words that we speak. And so we can speak about all of the hard things going around us and have that be most of what we communicate, and then almost have those doubts and fears become reality. Or we can just speak life. Like, we're going to innovate. We're going to figure this out. And again, it's not being delusional. It's like your car might have just gotten hit, or your truck, like, things are hard, but just what if through your hard, you could encourage your peers, your other, like your vendors you work with, your family. Like, what if even on our hard days, even in our tough days, like, we speak into people and encourage them. So I hope you see that from us. We're going to try to do more of it. I love all of my friends in the industry that do that as well. I get encouraging texts, and I appreciate them, encouraging messages, people encouraging me to keep doing what we're doing, keep building what we're building. And I love it. And it gives me the fuel and the fire to keep going, keep pushing, keep growing personally, so that I can grow our team and grow in our relationships with our clients. And so next, I wanted to go into there's opportunity in disruption. I'll repeat. So there's opportunity in disruption. Opportunity in disruption. So when disruption happens, like example, Driver Reach got bought by 10th Street recently. We've this episode's coming out a month after I recorded it. So recent, but not so recent. And then there's other software acquisitions happening. There's rumors of acquisitions always, and changes, and just, disruption. And I'm not making light of that. Like, some of that is a challenge. Like, I'm not, again, just some of that's a challenge, but where can we find positive in it? Like just, oh, it's so cool what Driver Reach has built. So cool. Just 10 Street's vision for integrating Driver Reach. Just trying to have a good perspective in it and just speak positively. Like, here's what they're doing well. Here's what you're doing well. I think we can all do that as industry peers, and not be afraid of speaking positively. Like there's more than enough freight to go around. And I think this, just when changes happen. So when margins are thinner at your fleet, how can you revisit all of your technology? Like how can you be scrappy with cutting technology costs? How can you cut marketing costs? How can you cut advertising costs? And just looking at everything, like looking at your technology, looking at your vendors, what do you need to change? And a lot of times it's not even a change. It's how do you better utilize what you have? Like, how do you better utilize X budget? How do you better utilize this system, this software? Like, what if you made one small change and got 10% more efficient or had 10% better retention? Like, those type of gains are there. But if you're just operating out of fear and the chaos that can happen in a market, like I was having a conversation with a senior executive at about a 900 truck fleet earlier today, about 1,000 truck fleet. And they were saying, like, she was saying, it feels like we're in COVID, but we can still go outside. So again, like pain, disruption, hard market. All right. It feels like that. Another thing I hear, like my CEO expects me to use a quarter of the budget that I had to get twice the results. That there's all varying flavors of that. And so I understand that on the marketing side. So again, is that possible? Like, I think we should always approach it with like, maybe there's a way. Like, I don't know the way. It's okay to say I don't know the way right now, but maybe there's a way. And then we innovate. We test. That leads into my next point. So I encourage you guys to take action over paralysis. So I'm super passionate about this. So every time I see this, like when markets go down, like for instance, again, I'm just thinking of the stock market, like there's panic, like when truck prices go through the roof, like, oh, there's challenges, like when credit costs have gone up so much, like there's panic. And so what most people do, like in my experience, is let's say 30% of people just sit on their hands. Like they watch the news, read the news, and sit on their hands. They're paralyzed by fear. And some of this is driven by, other executives, like channeling their fear down to the team, up to the team, just peers. But a lot of it is just what we consume, like in terms of media. So just be wary of what content you put into your head. And again, I'm not saying we all need to live under a rock, but I just think we should be cognizant of the content we consume and whether is it uplifting, is it encouraging? And that's what I hope I'm here to encourage you. Hope I encourage you today. So instead of just sitting on our hands and taking less action, what if we took more action, right? When the world slows down, we take more action. Like we test more things. We innovate. We're not afraid. We do new deals. Like we step out in boldness. We test new strategies. Like rather than stopping and having less change, what if we change more? What if we innovate more? Shameless plug, if you haven't heard about our mastermind groups with hiretruckers.com, just reach out to anyone on our team. We'll make sure we get you on those lists, get you plugged into those so you can talk about with your peers what's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly, mainly the good, right? Positivity. Now let's take a minute to thank today's sponsor. Do you hire truck drivers in hard to fill areas, or do you need help creating efficiency in your recruiting department? You're not alone. With 50 plus years experience, Trucking Clicks specializes in data-driven strategies, industry-leading customer experience, and custom solutions that'll get you to your goal. Trucking Clicks is your go-to place for high-quality, direct leads at scale. Visit truckingclicks.com or call 512-982-0816 today. So I'll talk about action over paralysis. So I got laid off almost 6 years ago. a lot of you know my story, but yeah, a little bit of context about it was May 6 years ago. I work for a large company, an executive role, and get called in, and they say like, "Hey, your position's been eliminated." And we talk for over an hour. It's a private equity owned group, and like it literally was a business decision. That's what they explained, and just explain like, "Hey, I eliminate your salary, or I eliminate X number of people on your team," and so we just had to make a decision. So we eliminate your salary, or we eliminate X people on the team. So it's just we had to make a business decision. And anyway, so I was out the door. Had a job, didn't expect it to go anywhere. Not just a job, a great job, and I've been there 7 years and had a lot of growth, and really appreciate my managers, my leaders. They just really invested in me over those 7 years, and just the growth opportunity was incredible. We did some cool things in the industry. But yeah, so that was over. So again, I was like, okay, I need to go have a Sonic drink. So I went and got a Route 44 Diet Cherry Limeade, sat down by Black Warrior River, Tuscaloosa. It's before we moved to Austin. And was like, how do I tell my wife I just lost my job? She's going to be like, do we have to sell the house? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. We might have to sell the house. And yeah, so I did that first. And then I went to a startup incubator in Tuscaloosa called The Edge, and got to meet with Teresa, the director there, and just said, hey, can I start on my business tomorrow? And she's like, do you have an LLC? And I was like, yeah, I actually do have one for some coaching consulting. And yes, I used that LLC to start Aaron Craddock Holdings. And that was, almost 6 years ago. And so I said, hey, to the director, I was like, can I start here at 8:00 tomorrow? And so the day after I got laid off, at 8 a.m. the next morning, I was sitting there at a desk and working on the plan. And so, and I'd love to say it was straight up and to the right, always easy. It's been a challenge, on and off challenge, like growing a business, bootstrapping it to this point. Yeah, it's a challenge, but I'm enjoying the challenge. But it's action over paralysis. And so when I went home, that was Lauren's question. It was, hey, do we have to sell the house? And I said, I don't know, but I'm going to work on my own business tomorrow at 8 a.m. And yeah, and then cool. It's coming up on 6 years ago. And, Trucking Clicks didn't exist. HireTruckers.com didn't exist. This podcast, it's been that we've been doing for over a year, didn't exist. Yeah, so just action over paralysis. And so that's what we're doing right now as a team. Like everybody's taking more action. Like we're shaking things up, testing new things, building new things. And so, yeah, if you want to partner with us, just reach out. Would love to have a chat. Yeah, we like to partner with like-minded fleets, 500 plus truck fleets that want to innovate, change things up, not do the same old, same old. So then let's get into just final encouragement for you. So I encourage you, whether you're in transportation or not, this is for you. So keep dreaming, keep moving, don't stop. Right? I've had a few people tell me that. Keep dreaming, keep moving, don't stop. Like when things get hard, because they'll get hard. There's hard. Choose your hard. When things get hard, like those are the times that build you, that grow you, that you actually look back on with fondness. And sometimes your scars and your hardest things that you've been through and the things you're ashamed about, like sometimes those are the building blocks for something great. And so growth around you starts with you. And so I just encourage you guys, I love personal growth, but mainly because I believe I have to be a different person, like with my vision of building $1 billion in private companies, and also a vision of building, over $1 billion going towards different nonprofits and causes that I care about. Like I grow and focus on growth and invest in that because I can't be the person I am today. Definitely not the person I was 6 years ago when I started the company, but also not the person I am today. Like I have to grow into a different person to get where I want to go. And so the growth starts with me. And then when I grow, my team's going to grow. When I grow, our clients are going to grow. And kind of the cool thing about this industry is what if we're all growing together? Like peers, competitors, I just invite any of you just to join me. Let's speak positively of one another. Let's build cool things. Let's innovate. Let's shake things up. And I just appreciate it's also like I said, there are a lot of people around me, a lot of people that I know that are doing that. So if that's you, keep doing it. Keep being that light. Keep being that encouragement. And I just appreciate you. And let's be kind. Let's be kind to each other. And let's be the kind of the leaders that this industry needs. Let's operate with honesty. Let's operate with integrity. Let's compete. Let's grow. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you liked just this little bit different content. I just wanted to speak directly to you as the listener, and we'll get back to the regular scheduled guests next week. But I just wanted to speak directly to you guys, just in this turbulent environment. Don't lose heart. Lean in. Do more. Take action. And lastly, again, I'm going to say it. Keep dreaming. Keep moving. Don't stop. I believe in you. I appreciate you. And again, this is Aaron signing off with the Hire Truckers Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. Our goal with the Hire Truckers Podcast is to provide industry insights, marketing trends, and motivation to level up your recruiting game. If we added value, take a few seconds to share this with your network. Have a great week.